I'd like to welcome you all. This is an impressive crowd. It seems like only yesterday that it was 1997 and we were setting up in what was then going to be a new building in the Split Medical School, except when we arrived on Saturday, the building wasn't finished. The format was very different. In the first one, it was an intensive course and it really was a school, 8 hours a day. We had laboratory work and people from ABI not only had a booth there, they actually shipped equipment in and students learned how to use probably the first ABI 310 they'd ever seen. But in any case, this is the sixth meeting, so I'd like to welcome you all. Take advantage, we've evolved and had many changes. One of the changes we made was for the participants to get together with the speakers. And there'll be 2 occasions, and it's a tremendous opportunity for students to get together with faculty, and you can literally ask them anything and find out lots of things. Again, welcome, enjoy your time in Split, enjoy the meeting.
This year, we thought that the field of the application of applied genetics has really progressed to the point where we can introduce the individualized medicine. I believe that, as we just heard this morning, that the genome of the dog has been resolved, and for example, the genome of the bovine has been resolved. I believe that for the next one, we might introduce comparative genomics as one of the sub-themes. So stick around, not only for the next 4.5, 5 days, stick around with us throughout this program as it evolves, and we hope that both now and in the future these will be useful and pleasant conferences.
This 6th ISABS conference was extremely successful, and finally, during these 12 years we were able to have over 1,900 participants and 200 lecturers from over 60 countries. But what makes me particularly happy for this conference is that many students from many countries, particularly countries in the region, that participate. It was great interaction between them and scientists with great experience, and I really hope this conference will change their life.
I've been attending all 6 conferences now. Start from the beginning. I can see the progress. Initially, this much more smaller, more workshop oriented. Now have a more and more scientific funding. Also, very important, the historical development of the DNA application, not only in forensic but also in genetics. So you have 2 different tracks, and the student can learn from both sides, the pure scientific research and the application of DNA in science. Of course, our work is basically in solving criminal cases, and DNA it's a wonderful tool. With this conference, not only the young student can learn so much, even the people like us in a few so many years, we still can learn something new.
We had several important topics that we covered, such as forensic anthropology, forensic genetics, but also individualized medicine, gene and cellular therapy.
When we started out, we were doing mostly forensic genetics. And the concern that many of us have is that the students who just learn forensic genetics learn a very narrow aspect of genetics. And the fact is, ISABS is really about the application of genetics to everything from our daily life to diseases, to illnesses, to forensic science. So that I think what we're going to see is more and more integration of ancient DNA technology, forensic science, applications of low copy number DNA to, for instance, things like cancer, because the technology, once it's developed, can be applied to all kinds of things. And I think what we're going to see is an overall broadening of the kinds of topics we cover, but they'll all be sharing an underlying technology. And so that's where I think we have a distinct advantage in 2 ways. One is, this is not really a meeting. People just don't come here and present data. It's really a course. It's a training, and the purpose of this is to train people. And so there's much more interaction between the participants and the speakers.
I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? And it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. And she tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne and cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone.
Nije bija pametan ti stari rimski car, a ime mu je sami znate Dioklecija. Palac je svoj sagradija da nije znan ni sam, na najljepšem dijelu svita, taman usred Splita. Nima Splita do Splita, to govorim ja, nima grada do Splita, to ma svaki zna. Lipše Splita od Splita ne more ni biti.
When we started this in 1997, it was neither a dream nor, I mean, we did it and we didn't know what was going to happen. At this point, being the sixth one, it's not only a tradition, it's an expectation on the part of a lot of people. What's happened more than anything is the meetings matured. Our support staff's matured so that the meeting is run much more efficiently. We have much less problems. A few things we can't control, like whether it's going to rain or not. But other than that, I think the meeting goes very smoothly, and we've established a huge support system, and it works very well. So the nature of ISABS, whether we will continue to have it in Croatia, I can't say, because we're under a lot of pressure from various people. The advantage of having it here is we have such a large support system already established, and to move it anyplace else means we have to rebuild that support system. I think within the region it's had a huge effect in the cooperation that developed after the war, so that I think that has had a impact. The fact that industry has globalized, so has crime, and because of that, we're now talking about sharing resources on a worldwide basis. We've had the ICMP has worked in Indonesia. They're working in various places. Jose Laurenti's group is basically working in the Spanish-speaking countries and Portuguese-speaking countries. So I think there is a huge sharing of resources between those that have the funding, largely through the European Union and countries, and those countries that don't. So I think there has been. And I think the exchanges among the scientists from different countries have benefited.
I hope this conference will continue in the same spirit, and I really say to all participants that I thank them for their participation, and there's not goodbye, it's just see you soon, either in Croatia or somewhere else. Thank you so much.